Hi everybody, it's Adri from Raising Batman. I wanted to go ahead and make that safety video I was talking about. I'm sitting at my house and my kids are awake, so I'm gonna try this and see how it goes, as I was planning on doing it after they go to bed at night, but then I wouldn't be able to show you everything around my house. So safety is a huge, important issue, especially with our kids on the spectrum. A lot of them are like Gage, and they are flight risks. They are runners. Gage, I know I've said before, he will run out into traffic. He loves water, but he doesn't know how to swim. Especially with all this stuff you see in the news about kids with autism going missing, and we always fear the worst, because that usually is the case. So it's really, really hard to keep our kids safe, and we go through so much that actually looks pretty crazy to a normal household. It looks like my house is on lockdown all the time, and things that most people wouldn't even think they would have to do, we gotta do in my house. I mean, even anytime we go out somewhere, I have to, you know, I'm used to it now, but I have to dress accordingly. I gotta wear my running shoes and, you know, make sure I got some comfortable clothes on, because I'm gonna have to run fast after him. He's really fast. I don't know where he's going, but he gets away from me. He's gotten a lot better about it with his ABA, but we still take the same precautions that we did back when he was a super flight risk. So I'm gonna go around and show you some things that I have here at my house that might be able to help somebody else, because there's stuff that I didn't even think about back when Gage used to get out of my house all the time. God, that scared me to death. It's so scary, because it can happen in a split second. They are so fast, and they can get out the door. One thing I'm not really going to be able to show you now because it's raining is we actually turned our fence kind of inside out to where the horizontal boards are on the outside, so he can't climb the fence. We have padlocks on the gates that are on our fence, and I hide the keys. And also, I have my playroom closed off, but we have it to where right outside of our playroom we have a sliding glass door, and I got a tension curtain rod, or like a shower curtain rod, and put it at the very top where the sliding glass door is, kind of like a security bar. And if you do it tight enough, it's really hard to get off. So that is one thing you can just like get at Walmart, stuff like that. And also, I have a couple of things that actually came with the house that were pretty cool. Let me go show you. There's this one lock. If you have French doors, like we have French doors that lead out to our playroom, that lead out to the sliding glass door, and a lot of times I will block off the playroom if they're not playing in it at that moment, because we also have a dog and a doggy door, and Gage likes to go out the doggy door too. So yeah, I'll go show you this lock that's pretty cool. Like I said, came with our house, so I don't know what it's called. I don't know where you get it really. And sorry, the lighting is horrible. I got my lights turned down low and stuff. It's about nap time in my house. I can't flip the camera around while I'm doing a video. Okay, so hang on. This might be kind of awkward. Okay, so I have this lock up here. And it's kind of cool because you just pull down on it and it'll unlock. And you push back down, and you push up. And you can yank on the doors all you want, and they're not coming open. So that's pretty cool. Oh, I'm sure you saw my Freddy in the background. Halloween time. And no, my kids are not scared of it. They're just as weird as I am and love all that stuff. So, there's that lock, and as I say that, my daughter is playing with a witch, an animatronic witch. Next thing is, okay, I'm walking past my fridge right now. We have locks on the fridge and on the pantry, just like you would underneath the sink and things like that. Reason being, Gage loves water, and he loves everything sensory. He's always looking for sensory input constantly. So things that he likes to look at, things that he likes the sound of, things that he likes the feel of. So water bottles in my fridge. He will go in my fridge. He will open water bottles and he will pour them all over the floor. He will pour them down the sink. He'll pour them wherever because he likes the sound of the water hitting the floor or the sink. He likes to watch the water pouring out. And also eggs. He likes to cook, so he will get the eggs out of the fridge and crack them on the floor or crack them on the stove in a pan and... Okay, sorry, somebody was just calling me. And crack them everywhere and make a huge mess. So, I have this lock, which my daughter is actually trying to yank on the fridge right now. Hang on, Harley, excuse me. This lock right here. And it's just like any other child lock, but it's a lot harder to get open because you have to press this button and this button at the same time. So this is a really, really nice one. And you have to have two hands and you gotta be pretty strong to do it. I also have that same lock on underneath my sink where all my cleaning stuff is, which I don't really use a whole lot of harsh chemicals or anything because of Gage. He used to just eat and drink things that are not food items, and that really, really scared me. He would spray stuff in his mouth and drink certain things. So most of the stuff I use is like essential oils, non-toxic stuff, but I still put that on there just in case. I also have one of those locks on my pantry for the same reason. Gage will go in there and get food and chips and things like that and crumple them all over the floor, dump them out. He used to be terrified of the vacuum. I mean, like running and screaming, even if one was just in the room, not even if it's on or anything. And now he's gotten to where this took years, but now he's gotten to where he loves to vacuum. So what he'll do is go in the pantry and get some chips and crunch them up all over the floor. Like dump a whole bag and stomp on them just so he can vacuum it up. So I have that lock on my pantry as well. It's crazy, guys. Autism households are crazy. Stuff that you wouldn't even think about. And I know my son is not the only one who does this. You want what? Clean the water out. You want water? No, clean the water out. Clean the water out? Okay. Okay, next thing would be my front door. So, there are several different things you can get for the front door, but there's one thing I definitely want to get that I haven't been able to afford to get yet. It is, because it's like about $100 on Amazon, but it's a double-sided automatic mechanical lock with buttons on there that you have to put a code in to be able to open. And like I said, it's double-sided, and as soon as you shut the door, it automatically locks. I want one of those. I can post a link because I've been looking at them on Amazon. I know which one it is. But for right now, what I have is a double-sided deadbolt, and they're like $12 at Walmart. So you need a key on both sides, and I just hide that key. I actually keep it on my key ring, and I'll either hang it up or just, you know, hide it or whatever. And I also have a like a child-proof thing on the doorknob, but Gage has figured those out. It doesn't really matter, but I still have it on there because I taped it. I like duct taped it a long time ago, and I just hadn't taken it off because it's still at least a half a second deterrent for him. so let me show you that. There's my double-sided deadbolt there, and then yeah, I got the childproof thing on there, and then you can also get latch locks. I have this latch lock here, have this. Let me undo everything because I want to show you this alarm. They're gonna come running. So I might have to fight them from getting out the door. But check this out. There's this alarm up here. You can get these. I've been told you can get them at Walmart, but I got mine at Home Depot. It's like a 4-pack for like 30, 35 bucks. And they just stick on the door, whatever surface you want to put them on, and you open up this, and there's a switch on there. So one side will be an alarm, one side will just beep, and in the middle it's completely turned off. So at least that way it might kind of freak them out if they open the door and hear the very, very loud alarm. And most of the time I just keep it on a beep, unless I'm just really busy doing something and I want to have it on that alarm. So that way I know if I'm in the other room and the door gets opened. So let me turn it on. I think this is the beep one. It might be the alarm one though. I'll show you. I'll open the door right quick. That's the beep. Okay, so it's pretty loud. You can hear it across the house. And close the door again. Like I said, the middle switch is off, and then the other switch is the alarm. So I'll show you how loud that is. Pretty loud. And then when the door gets shut, it turns back off. So I'm gonna turn it on the beep one. And then you just slide that cover right back on. And I'm gonna do my latch locks and all my other stuff. It's like Fort Knox. Like my double-sided lock and bottom lock here. So it's pretty crazy what we go through. No, it's too loud. And let me go into the back here by Gage's room and show you what I have in his room as far as like windows and stuff go. And actually, you can get double-sided, well, not double-sided, you can get double-sided locks, doorknobs at Walmart and stuff too, which I have on my bathroom door and my bedroom door. My bathroom door, because Gage, like I said, loves water. You're alright, come on. And he will still play in the potty. Or he will go in there and get a cup of water in the sink and just pour it out all over the floor. So most of the time I don't need to lock it, but like if I'm cooking or doing laundry, or if I'm with Harley doing something with her and he's not in my eyesight 100% of the time, I'll go ahead and lock it, because he's really, really fast and he'll be really quiet all of a sudden, and I'll come back here and it's a monsoon in my bathroom, all over the floor, everywhere. And then I have the same thing for my bedroom, because he doesn't need to be going in there and getting into all the stuff that I have in there. I have a turtle in there, and it has like lights and stuff on the top, and they can get kind of hot. I don't want him to burn himself. So this is just stuff that if I don't have eyes on him 100% of the time, I don't want him running off and getting into everything that he could possibly harm himself, which he does all the time. He gets in everything. It's like constant. Like I'm walking around making this video, but if you notice, I'm looking off a lot and making sure he's not getting into everything. He's kind of following me around. So, and trashing his room that I just cleaned. So yeah, here's the, there's just the regular lock on that door, and what I do is I have the key on a hook. I don't know if you can see that way up there. Or I'll take the key and hide it. And say hi, Gage.
Say hi, Gage.
It's a lazy Sunday here at the house. They're still in their PJs. So, as far as his room goes, Now, I have the same lock on his door just for at nighttime, because he wakes up in the middle of the night and sometimes I don't hear him. I have a monitor in his room, like a baby camera, baby monitor, and I have it beside my bed, but all the time, if he just sneaks out, I don't hear him. I don't wake up. So there's lots of stuff that he can get into in the house too that I can't 100% baby proof. And I want to make sure he's still not going to be able to get out of the house while I'm asleep if stuff like that does happen. So, it's crazy, but that's the way it is. His bedroom is pretty minimalistic sometimes too, but Harley, just leave it alone, honey. It's stuck now. Okay, it's close to nap time. Sorry, the kids are getting kind of cranky. Okay, so I know that Gage isn't the only one that breaks windows and things like that too. Gage has broken a couple of windows in the past, and it can get pretty pricey. So, Gage. So, we were lucky enough to just happen to have some plexiglass laying around. I mean, it's kind of old and a little scratched up, but he likes to look through his window. But we can't have curtains on his window or anything like that because he tears them down. He rips them out of the wall. We've had just the curtain rods up there before, regular like tension curtain rods and things. He will hang off of them and rip them down. So what we've done is we put some tint on the outside of his window, so you still get kind of that darkness if he, you know, so he's not like getting shined right in his eye whenever the sun comes up, and he can have some, it'll help with the heat coming in as well too, because the way our house is, it'll come right into his window, the sun. So we have tint on there that we've put on the outside so he can't tear it off, and we have put shatterproof glass windows on there, but what we have also done is taken a piece of plexiglass and velcroed it to the window on the inside so he can't break it. But in case of an emergency, if somebody needs to break in on the, you know, from the outside, they can still break the window and push through that plexiglass, because it's just kind of, it's like a strong industrial Velcro, but you can't pull it out from the inside, but you can, you can pull it out from the inside too if you just rip that Velcro right off. We did it that way so he can't really be able to pull it off very easily just to escape or whatever, but that's to keep him from breaking the window as well. We also have locks on the windows so he can't get out too. So here is that. It looks just like normal window, I mean, but you could tell the plexiglass is a little scratched up, so it looks kind of cloudy. And I also put the tint on the outside so people can't see into his bedroom as well. But see the Velcro on the bottom there? Is holding that plexiglass in, and it's like an industrial strength Velcro, so it's not just gonna like fall on him or anything. And you can grip it on the side right here and pull. So it's kind of loud when you hit it, but at least it's not gonna break, because we've had it break before and it can get really expensive. And if you don't have the shatterproof glass, which we didn't when we first moved in, he can cut himself on it. So all this stuff is to keep him safe and to keep him from hurting himself and to keep him inside my house and not out there into the street or whatever, because if he can get that front door open, he will run straight out into the street. If he can get out that backyard and the back door, he will run away. And there is a park and a busy street right by my house, and right behind that park is a creek. It scares me to death, y'all. And I've seen it happen. I've seen him when we first moved in. We had a chain link fence that was like 4 foot tall. He hopped right over it like it was nothing and running down the alley. And this is when Harley was a baby. So he's so smart. He would wait to the opportune times, like when I was nursing her or when I was changing her diaper or something like that, and he would just bolt out the door and he's gone in a split second. Same thing with my front door. If I had my car seat, I had the infant car seat and I'm carrying it inside and he's right beside me, I'm holding his hand and he does that ninja move and breaks away from me and gets out. He's running down the street, y'all, and I'm sitting there holding the car seat like, what do? I have to drop my baby and run to go get him so he doesn't get hit by a car. It's things like that that is our reality. Things like that we live with every day. And that's so stressful, and that most people don't think about, that don't know about it. And, you know, I've heard some people say, you know, with these kids with autism that get out of the house or get away or whatever, you know, why weren't they watching their kid? It's stuff like that, that's how it happens. It can happen so easily. And you know you can't keep an eye on your kid 100% of the time. And even if you are, that stuff can happen. And that's why I shared that video about him having that harness. And I had that harness made because when Harley was a baby and he was getting away from me so bad, I had that harness and I had it tied around my wrist. It's scary, y'all, and it's super stressful, and it can wear on you, and it keeps you up at night. But we got to do what we got to do to keep our kids safe. And, you know, even with that harness, I got dirty looks, and, you know, when we're out in public and things like that, and that's another thing you got to deal with. But, you know, like I've always said, is when it comes to my kids' safety, I'm sorry, I don't really care what you think. I'm just trying to keep my kids safe. And now they're playing on his swing in his room. We also have a, it's called a pod swing. If you guys don't have one of these, it's like 25 bucks on Amazon. Really cool. Harley, Harley, look, you swinging? Yeah. You love to swing? Yeah. My only regret is I didn't get 2 of them because they fight over them all the time. She wants him to push him. Go push Harley. Go push Harley. Take turns. Okay, and the very last thing about safety video is I want to show you his Angel Sense. That is another thing I found that is a GPS unit. It's made especially for special needs kids. It is connected to an app on your phone. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm going to try to quickly show you this, but it's an app on your phone. It shows you the location of your kid, a map on there. It will give you notifications when they leave that area that they're supposed to be in. You can put boundaries on there, and if they leave the area, say for example he's at school, and I set the boundary location on there, and if he leaves that area, I will get a notification, a push notification on my phone. You can set it to where it's a push notification, an email, a text message, whatever, to let you know they left that location. It'll tell you how fast they're going, if they're in transit, you know, whatever. So this thing is awesome. I love it. It is such a huge peace of mind. If he does get out somewhere, I usually keep this on him all the time except for at night. You can get 2 of them, and you can keep them 1 on them at night too. Paige, let me have that. Let me have that, please. So I'm going to try to, thank you. I'm going to try to show you this. They have several different ways you can attach it. They have a belt. No, Gage. Let me have that, please. Thank you. They have a belt that you can just put around them that looks like this. It fits in this little, it's kind of dirty. I need to wash it. It's got like some dirt on it. But it'll fit in this little sleeve, the GPS unit, and you can put it underneath their clothes. So if you're worried about your kid taking their clothes off, and once they get away, which Gage used to do all the time, he should just strip down as soon as he gets home or just whatever. So they have different sizes in them. And then here is the regular little sleeve that it fits into. They have two different ones that are two different sizes. I have the smaller one because he's much smaller. The other one's about the size of a cell phone, and it used to drag his pants down and stuff like that. What I do with it is I put it in his pocket of his pants. You can also put it at the back of their pants, but I'm going to try to figure out how I can do this with one hand and show you guys. So this is the sleeve. Okay, like I said, the little sleeve that it fits into. This little hole is for like the charger if you have the cell phone one, but I use it to have the microphone. And there's a little microphone right there. I put that where the hole is so you can hear really well. A lot of times when I first did it, I put it in the sleeve not knowing about that, and it sounded really muffled all the time. Because you can listen in to what's going on around them. You can call it, and they don't have to push a button or anything like that. It'll automatically just pick up. You can hear what's going on around them. You can talk to them, and you can set off an alarm if they're close around you, and you can set that alarm off to where you can hear them if they're close, but you just can't see them. So like if you're at a fair or something like that and they get away from you, that'd be the time to do it. So this is it. This is how big it is. Like I said, they have a bigger one that is like a cell phone size, but like I said, let me see if I can set this up right quick to where I can just kind of show you guys. Okay, so this right here, and then here's the sleeve, alright, and I'm going to put it microphone out to where it just fits in the sleeve like this, and I fold it over, and like I said, the microphone will be like that, and I put it in that little hole. I don't know if you can see that. And the way it works is, here's the lock for it. Here is the actual lock, and here is the key for it. So you can only use